very happy to have you today with us to talk about this very important issue and very actual current issue, which is cryptographic inventory. You know, in the kind of era of quantum technologies, we know that all cryptography is going to be at risk, and so it's very important that all organizations have a clear vision, visibility on what cryptography is used, where it is used, and make sure that the whole risk management is actually taken care of. Okay, so now hosting today, we have two people. So myself first, I'm Charles Papin. I'm an engineer at Cryptographic Security, and I'm now at the project line, heading the development of the discovery product that Cryptographic is developing, which is the Compass product. And I'm very, very happy to co-host with Jean-Julien. Hello, Jean-Julien.
Hi, Charles. Hello, everyone. So I'm Jean-Julien Alvado. I'm one of the co-founder and the CTO of EverTrust, where I manage the R&D team and align the team with the vision and the project to try to deliver the best of breed product on our subject.
Great, thank you, Jean-Julien. So we are really lucky to have you today. So a quick presentation of both our company. I start with Cryptographic Security, which is a spin-off of an academic work from Jean-Charles Fogère, our founder, who's been working in post-quantum cryptography for more than 20 years. So we have this very strong academic background, and our mission today is to accompany our clients on the way to a successful PQC migration. So we are helping them on three major steps of their PQC migration: the discovery phase, to inventory, to map, to cryptography, all their cryptographic assets; the protect step with our quantum safe library, which is already deployed in several cybersecurity products and which is validated by the NIST; and third, the management with a true solid work on the management of cryptography within application in an agile way to make sure that it's always state of the art. So that's for the Cryptonics part. And now for EverTrust.
So EverTrust, we are a software editor specialized in digital trust. So we are based in Paris, and so it's a European company. We develop basically two products constituting a fully unified suite. We have a PKI that you can use, to deliver and manage legacy, hybrid, and quantum safe certificates, and also a CLM. So the CLM that you can use for the three main use cases of a CLM: so discovery and inventory, automation, and cryptographic governance.
Great, thank you very much, Jean-Julien. So we'll go through 3 points. First, you will focus and stress the fact that it's absolutely necessary to start discovery works now, and we'll find that there are a lot of arguments to actually make you do this thing right now and not wait for several months or several years. Then we'll have a focus, thanks to Jean-Julien, on the certificates, which are a very important cryptographic asset in your IT infrastructure. So we'll make a deep dive on this particular topic. And finally, last but certainly not least, we'll talk about our great partnerships between EverTrust and Cryptonics, and we see how our two solutions actually, bind together and provide the best inventory tool as possible. Okay, so now starting with the first part. So I'll try to make clear that it's very, very important to start your discovery, your crypto discovery right now. So to start with, let me just remind you that cryptography is often hidden in the products, right? It's often thought as a subject just for some academics in a garage who are a little geeky, right? But when actually cryptography starts to be shaken, when the security of cryptographic primitives is endangered, is jeopardized, well, there you find out that it's really the root of trust and that everything shakens on top. So, and that's exactly what is going to happen with quantum computing, right? Quantum computing is a technology that will be able, when it's out, to actually break crypto systems like RSA or elliptic curves, and that is really going to jeopardize the whole security of our IT systems, and also OT and IoT, of course. But let's focus on IT. And of course, as soon as the cryptography is down, well, some examples here: digital signatures don't prove anything. Anyone can impersonate anyone legitimate in your infrastructure. Your security certifications are lost. Your reputation is, of course, tarnished, and costs to remediate to this are also huge. So it's really important. Now is the day to actually have a clearer, more precise understanding of the cryptography underlying all your systems. Okay, and so just a little sentence here to make case of what I'm saying. We've been talking to a CISO of a high rank government place in France, and he actually told us that with 40 years of experience, the PQC migration was the biggest technological leap he's had ever experienced. So it's really quite something. And so everybody is feeling that, but let's try to see what the regulation is actually trying to impose to the organizations and to the different market segments. So just to make sure that everyone is aware that time is actually running out, let's go through those four figures, right? So the first one is telling you that the quantum technology is advancing real fast. And we've had this figure of 72% of experts that believe that a high range, big quantum computer will be out by 2035. So it's coming, just down the corner. Secondly, of course, the regulation bodies also state that it's now the time to actually move to PQC, and some very interesting dates have been released by the NIST. So you have this one by 2035. They won't allow any RSA or elliptic curves in the products they certify or they validate. So that's coming really soon. And if you're more interested into Australian or English or European or French regulation, they all have the same kind of deadlines from 2030 to 2035, basically. So you have those two walls coming at the horizon: the quantum technology, which is advancing fast, and also the regulation, which is advancing fast. And as you all know, migration in the IT world takes time. And everybody agrees on the fact that it's going to take between 5 and 10 years. And from several entities and clients we've been talking to who are already quite ahead, they told us that the discovery alone took them 3 years, for instance. So those are really long times. And to make sure that by 2035, you are ready, you are post-quantum ready, it's important to start right now. And last but not least, we find that the cost of waiting, the cost of inaction is huge. It doubles the price of your complete post-quantum remediation, post-quantum migration. So starting in an orderly manner right now saves you money and time. And so let me just make a little focus on the European and French regulation. At the top, you got the different deadlines, milestones of the European roadmap for PQC. And you see that the first deadline is by the 31st of December 2026, so in a little bit more than a year. And what it's telling you is that you should have completed and maintained an inventory of your cryptographic assets. So that's really, really short notice, right? And besides that, you have also to make pilots for your high and medium risk assets. And then by 2030, you've got to complete all your remediation on your high risk and start completing also everything on your medium risk. And then 2035 is really the last deadline by which all your risk, your high risk and medium risk should be completed, and most of your low risk should be dealt for too. So that's for the European roadmap. What's really important to see is that by 2026, at end of 2026, the inventory has to be done, maintained, and created, of course. Well, on the French side, so it's the three purple boxes below. Well, we have now a great question and answer on their website, and they also state that the discovery should be started as soon as possible, right? So it completely aligns with what the European Commission and the European NIST group say. It completely aligns with what American say too. And by 2027, they will not allow the validation or certification of products that don't embed post-quantum cryptography. And by 2030, they will strongly recommend not to use any traditional cryptography. So you can see that all those regulations are advancing fast and are in line with one another. The problem is, so we are dealing with inventory and discovery. The issue here is that it's not so simple, right? If you already had a great inventory with all your assets clearly, neatly inventorized and listed, that would be a piece of cake. But unfortunately, what we see when we talk to clients is that they have multiple usages of cryptography across multiple systems that work in different manners. So it can be the network, servers, applications, endpoints, PKIs, hardware, of course, which is another difficulty. And so to make sure you have the most complete, the most comprehensive inventory, you must have the power to inspect all those systems and get all the cryptographic assets, all the cryptographic usages that they use and they work with. And that's the great mission of discovery, of crypto discovery. What we do here at CryptoNext is proposing a framework where you have basically two levels, a level of sensors, which are going to be able to get the information right where it is, and a layer of analytics that is able to gather all this information and present the risks to a crypto officer. And so at CryptoNext, we have two main products in the Compass product line: a network probe that is able to extract on the fly 24/7 all the cryptography that flies on the network, and it's a great way to have a lot of insight on the protection of communications, of course, looking really precisely, clockwise all day long, your network and your protocol negotiation. And then this Compass Analytics, which is a great tool to gather this information, collect it from our network probe, but also from different sensors, to make sure that we have the widest range of sensors within our framework, and then to gather it and to present all the results in a nice, neat manner to the crypto officer. As I often said, the cryptography discovery is only as good as the number of sensors you are able to get. And so, well, this is great because we are co-hosting with Evertrust today, and you can see on the right that one of the sensors we are able to integrate in our Compass Analytics is a CLM, which is a great tool because it helps us find out more about our certificates, the management of their life cycle, of course. And so we can see from there, and Jean-Julien is going to make it a really clear point, we are seeing from here that an integration between CLM and Compass can really make something great. So I'm leaving the floor to Jean-Julien now to speak about certificates.
Oh, thanks a lot, Charles, for this nice transition. So, post-quantum migration and inventory is much wider than talking about certificate, but certificate certainly is a subject. So, first of all, let's talk a little bit about what a certificate is and what it is used for. So a certificate is basically a cryptographic artifact that is used for three main use cases. First one being authentication, second one being encryption, and the last one being digital signature. And well, if you're attending that webinar, you're probably aware of it, but we use tons of certificates every day to do everything. For example, if this morning you woke up and you watch the news on your mobile phone, you probably went to an HTTPS website, so you use the certificate. Then you start your car, and your car is connected to your car provider for infotainment. Well, you use the certificate both to authenticate the car and the infotainment provider. Then you arrive at the office and you plug your car on an electric charge because you have an electric vehicle, and then certificate again. You stop at an ATM machine to get money, certificate again. You take a plane, you take everything, you connect your workstation to VPN, your mobile phone to the Wi-Fi, you use certificate. So these assets are everywhere. And so it's really critical to be able to know the certificate that you have and where they are in your ecosystem, because the poor visibility can have like catastrophic consequences. First of all, if you don't know about your certificate, where they are and when they expired, you can experience downtime, certificate outage, and that can lead to I would say tremendous financial issues and even like brand issues. If your business or your activity is need to follow some kind of compliance framework like DORA, NIST, or if you're in the bank and a PCI DSS, well, you need to prove that your cryptography is under control, and then you need to have discovery and inventory. Furthermore, security blind spot, 40% of the crypto incident comes from a certificate that you don't know about or that are too weak and should have been replaced. So you need to know about them. And last but not least, I mean, if you don't use the right tool, if you manage that with spreadsheet and manually, then first of all, it's inaccurate, and also you could use your team to do some better work, something more interesting, more valuable than doing that. So what I wanted to say that even if we don't consider post-quantum cryptography, I mean, and quantum computer, inventory discovery was already a good idea, but it's even more important in regards of the post-quantum regression. Why? Mainly because, like Charles said, migrating to the post-quantum algorithm, it's not going to happen just by snapping your finger. It's going to take times, and so you need a strategy. And to get that strategy, the first thing that you need is to come up with a plan. And to come up with the plan, the first thing that you need is to do discovery inventory. Why? Because you need to identify all the certificates that you have, where you use them, for what use cases, which algorithm they are using, and so you can measure and try to evaluate, which systems are the most important one and the one that you should consider as I would say, the first system to migrate, and so create what we call migration waves. So why do you need to do that? I think Charles already mentioned it, but the Q-day and the day where a quantum computer will be ready to use will have dramatic impact on the legacy cryptography, and so on all the use cases that you may have with your certificate that use legacy algorithm. First of all, the durable data won't be safe anymore. You probably already heard about harvest now, decrypt later. Any information that was encrypted with certificate or algorithm, legacy algorithm, won't be safe anymore, and all the data that was collected, the attacker will be able to decrypt it, and so it could lead to the compromise of health record, financial archive, even industrial IP, and so you need to pay attention to that. The second thing that makes you start working on migrating to post-quantum cryptography now is that some systems are durable. Some critical infrastructure, they hold certificate, but once the certificate has been issued and is in the ecosystem, the system is going to live for a while. I don't know, for example, you have like a nuclear plant that consumes certificate in the OT world to do something. You cannot necessarily replace all these things very easily and in a timely fashion. So it would be wise to know where they are and try to migrate as soon as possible. And last but not least, what we call durable trust. The fact that post-quantum cryptography will break a legacy algorithm will lead to the fact that we will be able to counterfeit certificate and signature. And so any, I would say, durable trust, I mean, integrity and signature that you've done in the past, then we will be able to counterfeit. So migrating to a PQC solution and quantum safe solution is definitely the way to go. So now let's talk a little bit about discovery and so what we learned so far at EverTrust. So we develop a CLM, and so one of the pillars of the CLM is to be able to do discovery and inventory. And after working, I mean, 20 years in the field and developing the product for more than 5 years now, we come up with the idea that to do it properly, to discover certificate properly, you actually need 4 phases. And we used to do, and most of our competitors do, only the first one. So the first thing that you need to do, of course, is to collect and centralize your certificate. That's the main point of the CLM. And so to collect the certificate, it works exactly the same. Like Charles and CryptoNext collect cryptographic data. We do it with sensors. And so we support a wide range of sensors. We can do TLS scan and try, to connect to any TLS endpoint to retrieve certificate. We can import certificate that were already discovered using vulnerability scanner that you already have deployed, such as Qualys CertView, Tenable Nessus, or even open source solution based on Nmap like Ivre. We can go and scan the certificate transparency list for public certificate. We can connect to your PKI and synchronize with the CLM. We can connect to your cloud tenant and synchronize with your cloud certificate containers, such as Azure Key Vault, AWS, GCP, GCM. We can connect to Vault, such as HashiCorp Vault or KMS. And we can also connect to network devices such as load balancer, firewall. The idea is to try to grab as many data as we can and do it as often as we can to try to achieve what we call the full observability of your certificate. But at EverTrust, we think that discovery and automation is not the only solution to the certificate problem, and you also need to have some kind of ownership on certificate, meaning that you need to be able to link a certificate either to a user or more efficiently to a team of users, a group of users. And so it means that when you collect the data to make it really usable, you need some kind of way to classify the certificate, to route them to different profiles. And so in our CLM, you can do 4 things when you collect certificate. First thing that you can do is you consider that for some business logic, the certificate is not really interesting to you and you can discard it. But if you do not discard it, you can consider that the certificate will stay discovered. You can also have it monitor, meaning that you can add some extra metadata on the certificate and also add notification. And you can even migrate it to what we call a managed profile, where you can take over and start managing also the life cycle of the certificate in an automated way, meaning that you can actually revoke, renew, redeploy. That's the second step. Then we go to the third step. The third step is the enrichment part. So once you discover the certificate and you know that the certificate is of interest to you and needs to be routed to some kind of profile, then you can enrich the certificate with metadata that we can get from your ecosystem, mainly your LDAP directory, such as Active Directory, the DNS, but also any information coming from your CMDB if you have one, or your ETSM platform if you have one, such as ServiceNow, Jira, EasyVista. So we can try to grab information about where the certificate is located, what application is it used by, what team is managing the certificate. I mean, everything that we can grab from the ecosystem, and then we enrich the certificate with the data. And sometimes you cannot do that. There are still missing some important data to really take the certificate under control. And then you need an optional last and fourth phase that is called review. You can flag the certificate for review, which means that the people that will be specified as the owner of the certificate will have the ability to go and review the certificate and eventually enrich it with more data. So, Charles, I don't know if you want to take over.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Jean-Julien, for this precise, comprehensive insight on the certificate topic. So, as I said in introduction, we are really excited to present you a partnership between our two companies. And so, as we have stated, there is a real win-win partnership possible between our two solutions, with no overlap, in the sense that EverTrust TLM has some sensors to discover certificates, and we do have also capacities with our network probes to find certificates flying on the network. And the conjunction of both our sensors makes the most comprehensive inventory possible. And so it seems really natural, right, to have both those solutions integrated to make sure that, for instance, if I'm thinking of CryptoNext, if CryptoNext Compass and CryptoNext Analytics is deployed in your infrastructure, well, having EverTrust CLM enables you to get all the certificates that the CLM has retrieved and enrich in turn Compass Analytics database. And also it works the other way around, right? With our solution, with our network probe, we are able to find certificates that the CLM may have not found with its sensors, and enrich in turn the database of EverTrust CLM. So this is really something that we are really excited about. It makes real sense to have those two solutions to get the most comprehensive view on certificates. And we are able to announce today that by Q1 2026, we'll be able to provide as plugins or the like the capacity to integrate both solutions. So either Compass within EverTrust or EverTrust within Compass. So that's really a great step forward for also, let's say this, European sovereignty on PQC, because both our companies are French and we are developing from scratch technologies with French R&Ds. And that really makes sense to build up a true strong partnership towards PQC migration. Okay, so this is basically what we wanted to tell you today. So now, if there are some questions, we'll be happy to answer them. So let me find out more. Okay, so there's a first question, maybe Jean-Julien. Someone's asking if you already have a PQC ready PKI at EverTrust.
Oh, nice question. Yes, of course we do. So our PKI is called Stream, and it already supports legacy certificate, of course, with RSA, elliptic curve, and Edward. But we also support quantum safe certificate with the new, qualified NIST algorithm such as MLDSA or SLHDSA. Still waiting on Falcon though. And we also have the ability to produce hybrid certificates. So hybrid certificates are basically, certificates that contain both technology, the legacy algorithm, and also the post-quantum algorithm. So for now, the hybrid certificate format, is not well, I would say, established. There is around like 10 formats available, and we do support the one that is called Catalyst. So post-quantum cryptography is also supported into our CLM, where we are able to detect QoS certificate and hybrid certificate, and also able to automatize the life cycle of this new cryptographic artifact.
Okay, thank you very much, Jean-Julien. So there's another question regarding TLS 1.3 and the capacity to retrieve certificates in this new standard of TLS 1.3. So that's a great question, because of course, as you may now know, with this new standard, the sharing of the certificates between the server and the client is now encrypted, right? In TLS 1.2, that was in the clear, but today with TLS 1.3, we don't see this because it's already in the encrypted channel, right? And so that's really a very good point to illustrate the great collaboration between our two products with Jean-Julien, meaning that with our network probe, for instance, we are able to find out that some endpoints are discussing using TLS 1.3. And if we can give this information to a CLM, he'll be then able to probe the server that has been discussing in TLS 1.3 and get actively the certificate from this endpoint. And so it's more, a kind of investigation. It's not as easy as in TLS 1.2, where we actually find and see the certificate flying over in the clear. But with the collaboration between Compass and Evertrust, and between CryptoNext and Evertrust, we are able to get also those information. Do you have any clients starting to experiment with PQC or hybrid certificates?
Oh yes, we do. So well, I cannot provide with the name, because that that would not be ethical. But the big banks are actively working on experimenting with PQC and hybrid certificates. We also are starting something with a big health company that is also ahead on the subject. So yeah, it's starting, I would say, in April, and then it's accelerating.
Yeah, and if I may add something on our side too, Jean-Julien. So
Sure.
we have many people that want to start really quickly testing what PQC means. And so sometimes as pilot projects, they are able to test some of our solutions like quantum safe TLS proxies, quantum safe VPNs, and also in the line of inventory and discovery. They want to have a rapid, clear proof of concept of what cryptographic discovery would mean and would give them. And so we see a true surge in demand regarding PQC remediation and PQC inventory. So we can feel that the advancements in regulations and in the quantum technology actually drives the market towards more PQC. Okay, I think that's all the question we've had today. So I just want to thank really warmly Jean-Julien for his participation today. And yes, stay tuned, because there's going to be a lot of news in the next weeks or months to come. So yeah, stay tuned, and thank you very much for your attention. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Bye-bye.